our guys have had 3 good days of prep and continue to work and got started. A lot of them on Sunday. A lot of them came in to watch tape, and guys really got a head start there. And then Monday and Tuesday have been good practices, and the hope is to get the same kind of energy and enthusiasm out of them today as we prepare to go play a really good football team, one of the hottest football teams there is in terms of scoring points. And they've done a tremendous job offensively of scoring points, of going really fast. It's a really tough preparation to prepare for these guys offensively and defensively, and they do a tremendous job of playing with a lot of energy and enthusiasm, you can tell.
For questions, press 10, and we will begin with Mike Griffith of the HAC.
Yeah, Kirby, can you give us an update on Jamari and just as far as the ground game, the importance of that against a team like Tennessee that scores so fast?
Yeah, the ground game's important. The passing game's important. The play action game's important. Screen game's important. I mean, they're all important. So we got to do a tremendous job in all facets of it. And, it's one of those deals that a little bit is dictated by how they play you defensively. And if teams continue to play tight techniques, tight fronts, putting people in the box, I mean, there's just a lot that goes into the ability to run the ball. And that's a big part of what we do. Sets up other things. So we'll see how they play us and respond to it. As far as Jamari goes, like I said yesterday, he's gotten better. He's been able to do some weight-bearing things. He's been at all the walkthroughs, all the practice stuff. He's doing conditioning as well, and we're hopeful. But, won't know more probably until after practice today.
Next is Anthony Dasher of Rivals.com.
Hey, Coach, good morning. Just want to ask you about Kendall Milton, kind of where he is with his recovery. What is he able to do right now?
He's running. He's doing a lot of work at the walkthrough, staying in tune with all the special teams and all the blitz pickup things. And I don't know how far he is away, but he's getting better. He's conditioning with our strength coaches during certain periods of the day, and then he's taking reps and I say taking reps, walkthrough reps and visual reps, the other periods, but don't have a timeline.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Mark Weiser of the Athens Banner-Herald.
Kirby, do you all still pipe in Rocky Top into practices? How much do you think the Auburn environment will help you out Saturday as you play another tough place?
We work crowd noise like everybody in the country does, but it's not necessarily a Rocky Top. I mean, we just we have artificial crowd noise, and then we have other periods where we have music and turn it up loud and try to focus and concentrate. But it's a tough place to play. I think when you look across the league this year, you've seen a little more struggle with that in terms of because you win a year without it. And we talked about it, going into Auburn, there's 50% of your team that hasn't really played in those kind of environments. And, that Auburn one's a tough one, and so is Tennessee. I put those two places up against anybody in the country in terms of atmosphere and all those things. But, again, guys, it's 11 guys between the line. The crowd noise can impact, it can create penalties. It can create that, but it's not an extra. It's just different. You got to be able to execute between the lines and not let those things affect you.
And you were talking last week about following Georgia when you were elsewhere coaching. Do you remember seeing a replay back in the day of the Hobnail Boo touchdown? I guess you were Valdosta State then. How many times have you seen it as Georgia's coach?
I don't know, whenever it comes up, I guess. I mean, I know Veron well, and Coach Rick, obviously, and the play call and all that, but I don't know how many times I've seen it replayed because most of the time I'm more worried about this year. I've just seen it from time to time.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Steve Moulton, WZZN.
Coach, hope you're doing well today. Appreciate the time. You've been around a lot of high-octane teams through your tenure as an assistant, as a player, and now as a head coach. What is the key to getting better late in a year when your practices, I'm assuming, are less physical than they were early, Coach?
practicing the right way. Fundamentals, tackling, blocking, those things never change. They're constants. The play might be different play. It might be way outside the numbers. It might be in between the hashes. But you still got to block somebody, tackle somebody, and those base fundamentals never change. And we try hard to work on them. Certainly harder as the year goes on. I do think that teams get sloppier as the year goes on because they get away from their fundamentals. But we try really hard to drill it and work it so that our players can be good at those things.
Defensively, Tennessee, what impresses you most about the Vols, and specifically Jeremy Banks there at the linebacker position, Coach?
They've got a lot of players with a lot of experience across the whole board. When you look at it, they've got, as a group in the secondary that has played for a long time. Banks has gotten better and better and better. Everybody knew when he was coming out he was going to be a good player. And basically experience helps you with that. And he's grown. He's gotten better. And when you play a lot of football games, you have knowledge, you have experience. Things don't trick you for the first time. And he's playing at a really high level.
Thank you, Coach.
Next we'll go to Jimmy Hines, Sports Animal Knoxville.
Kirby, what's the most difficult thing about trying to prepare for a hurry-up offense?
The speed. I mean, it's obvious, right? I mean, it's the speed with which they get lined up. I mean, the hardest thing about preparing for that is the simulation of it. Everybody's tried to do it, but you can't duplicate it. You can only try to duplicate it. And you got to do a good job with communication, simulating that tempo and chaos is the hardest thing.
And also, what are your thoughts on Hendon Hooker? How impressed are you with what he has done at quarterback for Tennessee?
Incredible athlete, composure, poise, hard to tackle. When he decides to run, he's an extra running back, but he throws the ball really well. He's got incredible arm strength, arm talent. He can throw the ball all parts of the field. Great velocity on his ball, great touch on his ball, and he's a weapon. When he decides to, I mean, he can make you right in every play. The box count's not right. Okay, I can throw it. Box count's is right. I can run it. I can do a lot of creative things with a guy like that. So he's really hard to defend.
Okay, thanks, Kirby.
We have a follow-up from Mike Griffin.
Yeah, Coach. Obviously, a couple of guys that were at Georgia on the Tennessee team. When you look at just how much of a hit that secondary of yours took, what does it say about where they are right now in the development? You've had, I think you're 8 down from where you were a year ago in the secondary.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys growing. I mean, we've got a lot of guys getting a lot of work. A lot of guys that have been in our program for a while, they've worked really hard. Speed, Brenny, Chris Smith, those guys, Poole, they've all worked really hard for a long time, been a part of our program and our system to learn it. And they're playing more now than they ever have in terms of that. But it's just our depth is probably not the same as it's been in terms of number of guys. And we're still trying to work on that to get more guys to work with and be able to grow and become where we rotate and play more guys.